Well, Anomaly Inc., you responded with a 5-hour live stream. If anything, you're extremely thorough and that's really cool. Your fans, on the other hand, come with no arguments and vague claims.
Ray is a Mary Sue, she never puts in the work and surpassed Yoda in like a few days.
Exactly what they accuse me of doing. And those people I can laugh at. But you, I can respect. You took 5 hours out of your day to reply to a guy with 37 subscribers because your opinions differed, and because you wanted to help. And for that, I'm beyond amazed. You're not a toxic person. However, I still agree with most of what I said in my video. However, I am extremely busy at the moment, so this will just be a response to some of the things you said, but mainly to the situation itself. I can't analyze the live stream in any sort of detail because I just don't have the time. I wish I did, but not yet. If you've done the IB, then you can relate. But yeah, I watched the whole stream and it was entertaining. I love having everyone against me. It makes me feel like I've achieved something. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, then leave a like and subscribe, and if you don't, well then, say my video's meh down in the comments. So first thing that happens was a comment called me TurfNation. And honestly, I should have called myself TurfNation. That was actually funny. It's better than my childhood nickname that suddenly began meaning trans-exclusionary radical feminist. I mean, it's pretty accurate, but... So in the beginning, you and your fans say I hate the prequels, which, fair enough, it may seem like that in my video. But let's get this straight. I do not hate the prequels. I grew up with them, and thought they were flashy and fun as a child. But I've just gotten older, and I like movies with more real characters, actual themes, and emotionally driven scenes. The prequels don't give me this, but that's also alright. I was wrong to give the impression that they suck. They can still be really enjoyable to people. They're just not cinematic masterpieces, or even close to it. And I know you don't think that either. But yeah, I still enjoy them when I watch them. They're just not very well crafted movies, in my opinion. Also, I understand how me addressing the trilogies was off topic, but if I hadn't, then people wouldn't have taken my arguments against the prequels seriously, and just brushed me off as a sequel lover. But they did that anyway. But yeah, that was really not the point of the video. Now there's a part where you tell me to mention some of the bad characters in the prequels, so here are a few. Count Dooku is useless and has no purpose other than furthering the plot. Qui-Gon has no complexity to his character, he's just a good person. Mace Windu is just a dick. I personally think the characters are just lacking, and that they don't live up to the quality of Luke and Han from the originals, Luke from The Last Jedi, and Kylo Ren in the sequels. However, I'd love to know why you like these characters. Please name 3 good characters and explain it to me. Please enlighten me. And yes, Luke's character in The Last Jedi is a good character. It's not a murder of his character from the originals. It actually takes one of his most prevalent traits, his impulsive and instinctive drive, which even as he matures throughout the trilogy is still present in Return of the Jedi, when he just leaves the rebellion to go talk to his dad. Even though it works out in the end, it's still extremely impulsive. They're fighting a war, you wouldn't do this. The fact that people just can't imagine their hero having a moment of doubt, a moment of weakness, when he sees who could possibly become the next Darth Vader, it just fucking infuriates me. Luke's arc is so compelling as he learns to move on from his failures and learn from them, and to be more accepting to more opinions. It's something you and I could learn from. You also make that argument that George Lucas being the creator and people not being able to tell him what his movie should have been, but that Disney don't have this right. I don't like this argument because I think it's hypocritical and wrong. Lucas gave them Star Wars. Disney owns it, just like he did. They're expanding the universe in the way they want to, and if you stand by your arguments with Lucas, then you should be okay with this. Otherwise, you're a hypocrite. It's like how Disney bought Marvel Studios and they're changing a lot of the original characters from the comics to fit their universe. They own the right to make these changes, but can they still be criticized for it? Well, yes, of course they can. And so can Lucas, and so can Disney, and so can anyone. These are the kind of arguments that I originally made my video for. There's a part where you're talking about Cosmonaut, and you say that he's making people think things about these movies that you personally know he's wrong about. I just like how you, of all people, say that his arguments are opinions, and that a person can like a film or dislike a film all he wants. But you still say that you know that his opinions are wrong. Again, it's just hypocritical. You're contradicting yourself in many places, and that's what I'm pointing out. You tell people that it's okay to hate the prequels, but not to make a video about it, even though you yourself make videos about why they're amazing, and so much better than the sequels. It's the same thing. You say he has a right for opinion, but also that his opinions are wrong about them because you know better. He says he personally likes the sequels better, but you just shrug it off as his opinion, but you don't have any arguments as to why you think the sequels are objectively bad. I'd love to hear your reasonings here. Maybe we'd be able to clear some things up. Hopefully. Lastly, there's a part where you respond to my comment on the lack of character arcs in the prequels, and you say that it's Anakin's story that matters. And yes, he is the main character, so his arc is the most important. However, in my opinion, a story can and should have more character arcs. Like, if anyone has watched Sex Education Season 2, it's fucking phenomenal. It has a central arc for Otis, who's the main character, which is very well thought out. But it also develops every other character, like Adam, Eric, Maeve, Amy, Jean, Ruby, even fucking Anmar gets more development than most of the characters in the prequels. Alright, but that's a series. It has more time for character development. So let me give The Lord of the Rings as an example, because I know we both like these. In these movies, Frodo's story arc is the most important, and it's deep as hell. But Sam, Aragorn, Gimli, and Legolas, Theoden, and Faramir all have compelling arcs. Heck, Boromir gets more character development in one movie than Anakin gets in the whole trilogy. Character arcs are important because they make us relate to the characters. I like watching movies for the characters, so to me, character arcs are very important. That's not to say the prequels don't have other good qualities, but character development is just an area where they fall short. Still, I'm not saying you can't like the characters, I'm just trying to help understand why a lot of people don't like the movies. I just want you to understand the perspective I was coming from when making this video. I'm looking at all these movies from the most critical and objective point of view I can. I'm a massive Star Wars fan. The prequels are my nostalgia, as they are the ones I grew up with. However, I'm putting all that aside in these videos and talk about them as movies, as if it was the first time I've ever watched them. I'm not trying to say you're wrong, stupid, or toxic for liking the prequels, or hating on the sequels. That's all up to you. The point of my video was to point out the double standards I saw in this video. And yes, I don't have all the facts. I don't have time to watch all your videos. I probably misrepresented you from just those videos I watched. And for that, I'm sorry. But every point I made in that video, I stand by. Critiquing movies is fine, but consistency is key, and this is something I know you believe in, but I didn't see it in your video. You defend the characters of the prequels to death, but say the characters of the sequels are bad. It's just a bit hypocritical. There are other and better points you can use to praise the prequels. But yeah, it's also just my opinion, so no absolutes here. I think it'll be very hard for us to reach a consensus because we both have very strong opinions on this series that we both love. But I want us to, or at least find some kind of peace. But overall, Anomaly Inc., I respect you a lot. We may have conflicting perspectives and arguments, and that's alright. Hopefully we can discuss these further in the future in a more civilized way. Thank you for taking the time to address my video, even if your little Satan spawns came over and roasted me.
Ha ha ha. Man, this video of yours is so bad that it reeks of out of context BS. Not to mention, you are encouraging the IMO tactic as a shield to deflect criticism.
I don't really care. I love hate. But yeah, thank you. I'm still trying to learn how to become a better YouTuber. And yeah, people are right, my videos kinda stink. My audio quality is not the greatest and my editing is whack. And since I stand by my opinions and my critiques, I want to learn how to formulate them better. And you were actually trying to help with this. Most YouTubers of your size wouldn't even have commented, so for that I respect you. However, your fans are a whole different breed of hypocritical and vague Star Wars fans, and I will be responding to the comments in my next video. So subscribe if you don't want to miss that, or even if you just want to call me a dick face. I'm fine with either. As always, feel free to hate as long as you justify it. Like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you all later.